Yes, hello, everybody. Here we are on the Good of the Whole connection field once again with the trust frequency embodied, applying the trust frequency principles to relationships with ourselves, others, the universe, and coming to self love and self acceptance so that we no longer have to bring in our parts of ourselves we don't love yet. We can bring in all those parts of ourselves we do love and become everything we came here to be, everything we promised the universe we would be, which is us. So I'm Connie Baxter Marlow.
I'm Andrew Cameron Bailey.
And we have Wowza Alyssa Lodge with us, as usual, to contribute her genius and experience and insights. And so what we're going to do is start with our sentence that has to do with the 7 aspects of our consciousness that create our vibratory level and therefore our frequency and thereby our reality, because every frequency has a different set of laws. And what they're finding out now is that the laws of physics, there are things that are breaking the laws of physics. As the earth moves into a higher frequency, we're going to find there's a whole new ball game that's trying to make its way. And that's what this work is about, this Dance of Souls, which is our online course, which you can go to thetrustfrequency.net/the-dance-of-souls and check out our course. And so here we go, and I'll put the sentence up on the screen so you can see it, and I'll also speak it so that it comes in auditorily as well as visually. So let's share the screen, and we'll go here, and there it is, the 7 A's of consciousness. Do you want to read it, Andrew?
I could do that.
Yeah.
Okay. With expanded awareness and accurate assumptions, we choose our attitude, consciously direct our attention, align with our highest inner promptings, take committed action, and allow the loving universe to manifest beyond our wildest dreams. And today we're going to be talking about the last of the 7 A's, the 7 words in the English language beginning with A that are 7 aspects or attributes of consciousness. This one is allowing. This is a passive step back and let the universe do it. We've done everything we can possibly. We've been as conscious as we possibly can be. We've done everything we possibly can do. And now it's time to let go. As it used to say on the refrigerator magnet, let go and let God, or allow the loving universe to manifest, because it has plans for us we don't even know about.
Exactly.
We couldn't imagine.
Yeah, so it's about trusting the loving universe and knowing that there's only spirit timing. Trust, truly rely upon spirit timing.
T-R-U-S-T. That's what it means.
Yeah. So what we're going to do is we're going to have a meditation by Andrew that he did for our course on allowing. And so I will start that now. Let's see. And we will shut off our videos so that we don't show during this time of the meditation, so you can really focus on the meditation. So I'm going to shut off my video now. Let's see, our video. How do I do that now? Well, let's see. Let's get him going, and then I'll shut it off. Okay, here he goes. I'm going to make it full screen and start it.
Allowing, verb, to give someone or something permission to do something. The seventh and final aspect of our individual consciousness is possibly the most important. It is the one where we step back in a state of trust, surrender, and let go of our individuality, melting into the oneness and allowing the universe to play its part. We take decisive action and then let go, trusting the loving universe to manifest beyond our wildest dreams. The power is in the release. Allowing. What does that mean? When we allow at the highest level, when we allow the loving universe to manifest, we have exercised our ability to trust. It's really the opposite of control. We surrender control. We let go. We've done everything the other 7 A's have asked us to do. We have really studied the situation, the basis for our action. Once we have taken that action, it is time simply to relax, to let it be, to let go, to allow the universe to do its work, to trust that in fact we live in a conscious, loving universe and that everything is okay, everything is working out, and we are playing our part, and we can trust that everything will be taken care of by something far vaster than our limited consciousness here in this body. But at the same time, we are also learning that we are that vast consciousness and that we have a role to play in this amazing, extraordinary existence. And the most valuable thing we can do is to trust. And to trust means to allow, to let go, to surrender any attempt at control, because that probably won't work. Because by attempting to control a situation, we're actually imposing our limited belief system on that situation. Is it possible that the universe, the loving universe, knows better than we do? It certainly has a much vaster perspective on things. So this is the practice, to trust, to let go, to allow the loving universe to manifest beyond our wildest dreams. So let's close our eyes and go into the silence and feel what it means to allow the universe to take care of everything from here on out. Allow, let go, surrender, release, relax, enjoy, smile. And when you are ready, come back into the room, open your eyes, and realize that we now know a lot more about consciousness, consciousness in general, and our own consciousness in particular. And consciousness and understanding the tools that we have just shared, understanding the attributes and aspects of our own personal consciousness actually is going to help a lot as we go forward and undertake some possibly challenging learnings as we move forward in this conscious, amazing life of ours. So go forth, be happy, go with love, go with peace.
Mhm. Now, how do I get
Now,
rid of
Jack.
him? Cancel. Mhm. Okay. So I stopped
Stop
screen.
sharing. There we are.
Okay, here we are.
Hello, Oriana.
Oriana has joined us.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, we love this triumvirate that we have going here.
Quadrumvirate.
Quadrumvirate. Oh, right. So that was lovely, Andrew.
Thank you.
Hmm.
You know, I haven't seen these before. I did them and they were submitted for the course, and I'm really experiencing them for the first time. So, yeah.
What a lovely job you did
I'm
on
enjoying
all of
them.
them.
Thank you. You know, sometimes spirit just comes on through.
Yeah. Yeah. So allowing. What do you ladies feel about allowing the loving universe? Once we've done all the others, expanded our awareness, we've consciously directed our attention, we've aligned with our highest inner promptings and taken committed action. I think I left one out.
That's okay.
Our attitude.
Trust the loving universe.
Yeah.
It knows.
Because our attitude is so important. And so all of those A's, if we do those things and we know that we've put ourselves in the flow and that the universe now is going to bring us what we came here to do and be.
And we updated our assumptions.
We updated our assumptions.
We did.
Yeah.
Whoa. You see, all of us, I think, come into this world and are presented with a set of ready-made assumptions that we did not make up, we did not agree to, that in a sense they were imposed on us, or what we were told as little kids. And I think the single biggest thing is to get our assumptions aligned with what? A higher reality. Because most of the assumptions that I can be conscious, you know, if somebody comes up to you and said, well, what are your 10 most important assumptions about the nature of reality? And we just sort of regurgitated what we had been told as kids and all the way up until the present moment. Most of those, I think, are fear-based. They're actually based on fear, such things as scarcity, such things as there's not enough, there's such things as I'm not good enough, on and on and on. And these are very profound, controlling, sabotaging beliefs that we're not even aware of. And because we're not aware of them, they have free rein. They tend to control everything. Our every thought, our every action is controlled by a belief system, a worldview. And so we've now cleansed ourselves of that. We're allowed, if we want to choose those things, good, bring them into the light. Oh, I want to be totally miserable. You're welcome to do so. Loving universe says you can do that if you want to. I don't know why you would. But Connie's point is we've done all of these 6 previous activities of working they're actually the attributes of our consciousness. We've been honing, expanding, polishing our consciousness. I love the way the Sufis put it. They say polishing the mirror of the heart. So a clouded heart, a rusty heart, cannot bring love into the world. And so when one's heart is just clear and shining and reflecting the beauty of the entire universe, This is where we are. And once that's work to get there. That's hard work to get there for many of us. And once we get there, we can just stop, take a deep breath, let go, allow, and truly know deeply. It's about deep knowing that everything is okay. We can just know that all is well and be astonished by what manifests in our lives.
Yes, yes, yes. And knowing that everything happens for us, not to us, because of our overarching act of free will when we incarnated. And maybe we'll just talk about for a second our definition of humanity, because that encapsulates those fundamental assumptions that lay at the basis of this course and this understanding of the conscious loving universe. That humanity is a collection of divine, autonomous, sovereign beings who have chosen to incarnate on earth with a gift and a purpose on our soul's journey to wholeness, which is self-acceptance and self-love. So if you think about that overarching act of free will, that we came here to go on that journey, and the loving universe is taking us on that journey to self-love and self-acceptance and alignment with our divinity and our purpose, so that we bring all of us to the party, not just the parts that we think want to be seen by society, by our parents. Show up, tell the teacher what the teacher wants to hear, do what dad and mom will be proud of, all that. But going in and saying that we came to bring those pieces, but even more, because all those pieces that weren't accepted, that weren't allowed, and that we took on. Oh, I'm too short. Oh, I'm too fat. Oh, I'm not okay. I'm stupid. I didn't get good grades in math. Oh, I don't know how to spell. Oh, blah, 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 blah. Guess what? All of those pieces we come to love and say, hey, guess what? I can't spell. So what? It's a lower function. It's a lower brain function. Doesn't matter who can spell. We've got spell check. Anyway, at this point, so what if I wasn't good in math? I don't need math for what I'm going to do. So let the math thing go, whatever it is, just walk into that beauty and allow the loving universe to take us on that journey and get out of victim, get out of perpetrator, because victim and perpetrator don't fit in this construct, because it's all love. Unconditional love that gives us everything we ask for, which we said we'll go on this journey. So it's an amazing situation. Hey, what do you ladies have to say about that?
Yeah, so wowza, here's the question then. How do we embody, how do we bring it into our physical being, this state of allowing?
Tell us. You're actually just doing it there. At least your hands came up. And there's this beautiful gesture. I do it lots of times when I'm driving. Always going forward, the head, always trying to figure things out. It's amazing how much the head, it weighs about, I think it weighs 18 pounds, heavier than a bowling ball. And if we keep our, with the head, the eyes slanted down, I mean, can you imagine what lower back pain, period. So this idea of course, just throwing the heart to the winds. I mean, literally. And you see, opening our sight to the wholeness, dropping our tailbone down through the earth as the major anchor with Mother Earth, so that we're getting the earth energies, we're getting all of the ancients that have come before us. I feel they're right under our feet, and they're just going, come on, baby, we're with you. I could just feel, because when we're really in alignment with gravity, as I am on this ball, it almost instantly pitches you in gravity. Gravity is a lightning effect. When we are out of alignment, when we are all of the other side of those A's, either we slump down and gravity wins, or we fight gravity, we arc our wrist, by God, I could do this, gravity's gonna win again. So this incredible idea of then it's opening, and then this receiving. I receive from this loving, conscious, beautiful universe. Lay it on me, universe. You know better than I do what I am needing, and I am here to receive your bounty. So, yeah, feeling a little better.
I'm so glad you brought up that point, the point of receiving, because allowing is the moment at which we, in a sense, we step aside.
Yeah.
We open up.
Yeah.
The barriers are down, the defenses are gone, there are no more walls. Here we are, and we're open. And once we're open, we receive.
And on the subject of receiving, this is a key piece of this, because that old adage, it's better to give than receive. Well, we've got to get over that, because the abundant universe needs receivers, or it can't do its thing. So we have to know we are worthy. So that's those fundamental core issues of not enough, yada, yada, all that stuff. So we have to clear that out so we can know we are worthy of abundance. We are worthy. We don't have to work hard. That whole ethic of working hard and competing, all those old ways of being, they're over, because we're moving into that higher frequency, and new systems are developing. Everyone's working now on, okay, how do we do this where it works for all? That there are only winners. Okay, that's what's up. That's what's coming. The win-lose paradigm is over. No such thing. But we've got to be in a position to receive. Say, thank you very much, dear universe.
I've got a
appreciate
story. Yeah.
it.
I've got this quick story.
Yeah.
Quick story. At 42, I got pregnant and lost the baby, and never knew I could have a child. I didn't think I was pregnable. And all of a sudden this happened, and the doctor said I'd look at adoption. I don't think it's going to happen. So when I went for adoption, I was way too old. And at that time it was closed. It just said, forget it. You don't have a chance. I mean, even women that are at the right age are having, it's a problem right now. And so I never gave up. I was holding a Vajra thunderbolt in one hand and a stone from the paw of the Sphinx in the other hand. I'm a mother, to the universe. I mean, every day for like a half hour, every group I did at Esalen, I would just share with everybody, how much I want a baby. And it was funny, it was, I think it was Muktananda's feather duster from someone that in his organization, and it was a download. Honey, let go. The universe knows perfectly well what you need. I mean, stop already. Just stop. And I just let go of the whole thing. I did. I just forget it. If it happens, whatever. And well, be careful what you do ask for, because I got twins and I was there, to catch them at birth. So, but it wasn't until I did everything that I knew how to do. And then the complete letting go. And it does work in very uncanny ways.
That's a beautiful, beautiful story.
Really? Oh,
Yeah.
beautiful.
That's great.
Oriana, hello there.
Well, hello.
Oh, lovely.
Yes. Well, I'm not sure and I can't say begin. It's more of a where do I continue from? I was feeling all of Wowza's movement of really, oh, yeah, up, down, yeah, the gravity, yeah. And so then I began to wonder, well, how would we allow deeper? And then I heard these words, let there be light. What's the sound that allows light? Like what allows light? Let there be light. Oh, what is it that we receive, allow? And in the biochemistry that I've been really intently studying for decades, the biophoton field comes into our physical form and interfaces, and there's a mechanism to read this photon, and the photon reads the physical form. So the allowing in and the that more coming into being, that I was following Waza's movement and feeling this vortex of energy, like what creates gravity? Oh, the curvature of space-time. Whoa, curving in is a spiral in, and just feeling that allowing. Allowing has that feeling, a sensation of spiraling in, like, oh. So I invite you to try that. Feel allowing, like a spiraling in, and you just, oh. Like catching twins.
Yeah, beautiful. Beautiful. Yeah, we were just on with Rennie Davis, his memorial, and he has a whole meditation of allowing the light of the sun, the solar energies, the solar frequencies into our being. A beautiful 40-minute meditation that he takes you through of just letting in those solar energies, that light, exactly what you're saying, Oriana.
From the central sun,
In the central sun.
I just found myself going, okay, what is this? If one opens, if one truly allows, if one truly trusts to surrender any defenses to that much light, because the sun, the central sun, has to be intense enough to burn away illusion.
That's what's up now, is burning away illusion so that we truly access our divine connection, our connection to the unified field where all information exists. That's what I think the cell phones and computers are all training us to hook up to the unified field. So we're not going to need these computers anymore once we're hooked up to interdimensional travel, to cellular communication, telepathic, which the native people always used to do. When there was going to be a meeting, nobody ever had to say anything. They just put it out in the ether. Okay, we're going to meet at such and such a place at such and such a time, and everybody showed up because They're all
They
interconnected.
didn't have to check their email.
Didn't have to check their email or anything.
Yeah.
So that's what I saw through knowing these indigenous elders, these visionary elders, what's possible that they've been holding for us for millennia is that connection. Once we open to the sacredness of all things, the sacredness and the oneness of all life. And I was just thinking, the earth, as we pass some construction, earth moving stuff. And Andrew was like, oh, that's terrible. They're doing that to the earth. But, it's my understanding if we did it in a sacred manner, if we didn't just go in and do it, because we're so disconnected by the paradigm, the fragmented paradigm, the paradigm of separation, the scientific paradigm that gave birth to the Industrial Revolution and all these things that are so great. But what we left out was the sacredness of it all. Asking permission of Mother Earth. Hey, Mother Earth, I need to build a house. I'm going to come and cut down some trees. I'm going to come and I'm going to, just like the animals who show up for the hunter in the native way. Hey, I'm hungry. My family's hungry. And I'm talked to the elk nation, and the elk nation decides who's going to come home with that hunter. And the hunter becomes the hunted by that elk who wants to go home and be of service to that family. Just think how we could transform everything if we just came in a sacred manner, understood the sacredness and the oneness that the earth is alive, and just ask her permission. She loves us. She wants us to have shelter. Look, we need shelter. We don't have fur and stuff. So we need artificial clothes to, as a woman said that in our film, hey, artificial clothes? We didn't come from here. We're star people, which the native people know. So anyway, I just wanted to share that because I just thought, as those people are doing that bulldozing that Andrew, you just feel is such a rape of the earth. But if it was done in a sacred manner.
But it wasn't done in a sacred
No, it
manner,
wasn't.
I don't think.
But we
It
can
doesn't look sacred
transform
to
it.
me.
Now that we're getting it, we can transform it.
Connie's talking about, we just came down from exquisitely beautiful 8,000-foot Aspen, Colorado. And on Highway 70, as you just come right down below, what's it called, Idaho Springs, and there's a quarry there. They turned a beautiful, beautiful mountain into a raw gash that's extreme ugliness from extreme beauty. And I can't help myself. I have trouble with that. I do think that we humans, if we could just do everything with beauty, just that one thing, we would automatically respect Mother Earth. And if we were going to do something like that, a quarry, okay, you could go and I've known many quarries, and usually there are holes in the ground and you can't even see them from close by. This is a mountain that is no longer a mountain. It's a very big, ugly gash. So my apologies.
No, that's fine. But I'm just saying, transforming it into love, into beauty, into connection as we move into this higher frequency. And we realize that all this, what we have been doing doesn't work. It's not beautiful.
Mhm.
It's not okay because we haven't done it in a connected, sacred fashion. And that's all it will take. And it's creeping into our consciousness. It's called expanded awareness, which is our second A, with expanded awareness. And that's what's up right now. You're feeling it. Everybody's feeling it. And it's just so exciting to be a part of a transformation.
May I add something?
Please.
I'm not sure I'm disagreeing with what you're saying or adding to it, but it is a feeling to me of not take not taking what has taken place that Andrew was reporting his grief with, not holding that in love and sacredness. I'm not sure if I'm even understanding exactly what you're saying, Connie, but what I'm feeling is that there's this sense of outrage that is what moves to that next level. You know, that sense of outrage that moved the Emancipation Proclamation, that there had to be a turning point where those that felt so deeply that were no longer willing to, you know, make it seen with the eyes of love somehow. I'm not sure I'm making myself clear, but the idea that I'm feeling this sense of what the sacred, pure form of what are we here to do? How can we serve at a higher level? Is to feel that outrage of how is this even allowed to happen? And enough no more, right? That's the committed action is, I think, one of your A's as well.
Want to take committed action? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, my field of endeavor is very specifically, there are two terms for it. One of them is climate restoration, because we, the people, have so damaged the climate of our delicate planet. And the other term for it is planetary restoration. We're starting to use the term planetary restoration, which has to mean to me that, let me just say this, I find that my species has created a certain amount of beauty in the world, a great deal of beauty, from music to art to architecture, on and on and on. We are capable of so much beauty. But I fear that we, and I'm not supposed to be in fear, I'm supposed to be in trust. So I have to trust that, to trust that even this, as ugly as it may look, is okay, and from some perspective. So we have created so much ugliness. Every time I drive into the city of Denver, Colorado, all I see is ugliness. I'm sorry, but it's depressing to drive on those freeways and look at the lack of aesthetic beauty that is visible to us. And this was driving on the 70 coming into, and it's recent. This gash it used to be behind, and now it's suddenly right in your face. It's it disturbs me. I feel a sense of responsibility to the beauty of this planet, and I've seen so much of it turn to ugliness for what? Money, private enterprise. Nice if it were for building homes for people, but actually it's somebody making money.
Well,
and I think I'd like us to look at that.
Well, I just had a thing, if that hole got bigger, that you're not alone. There's going to be a lot of people coming down that, I see, coming down that hill out of this extraordinary beauty. And suddenly, because you put it out so clearly, and I think the only thing about anger, if we see it as love, as the strong, potent, primal power to take action, we need energy. And if it doesn't have that little bit of what we would call anger, who the hell cares? I feel anger is sacred. It's only because it hasn't been seen properly.
Outrageous.
It's energy. It's energy to move mountains and heal whatever is there to heal, because we wouldn't do it if we didn't feel it.
okay.
That's the bottom line of that.
Yeah.
So from my perspective, you're absolutely right. As that hole gets bigger and we're like, wait a minute, that's not okay.
Yeah.
Amazon, when there were plenty, pardon?
Sorry, enough, no more. Like,
It's not in my name.
Hasta ya. That was the Subcomandante Marcos down in Chiapas in 1994 when the Mayans said,
Zapatistas.
no, sorry,
Enough.
the buck stops here.
Mm.
Basta, yeah, enough already. But so from my perspective, because in my world, everything serves the coming of peace on earth and heaven on earth. Absolutely. Everything has to. In my world, in the distrust frequency construct. So when one asks, okay, how does this serve? Then it serves in that it, like, as the Amazon gets destroyed, right? Now, every time a tree goes down in the Amazon, we feel it. When there was plenty of Amazon, we didn't care. So what? But as this environmental crisis touches us, opens our heart to the indigenous people, to the bigger universe, to our love for those trees, for the Amazon, for the people. Okay, that's what's up, is opening the human heart and our connectivity to these things that we didn't notice before. We were too busy racing around in our cars, doing and getting our jobs, getting our money, showing up for this system that's totally out of balance. But now we're like, wait a minute, here's the pandemic. It stopped us. Here's the environmental crisis. It's all serving in my world.
So it has to get so bad for human beings to wake up. Yeah,
So what
just-
if a possibility that we can fine tune to this trust frequency and make it more available? Like, what if the possibility that all that you're saying in terms of all that's happening is serving? I'm not sure what I'm on about just yet, but there
Right.
feels to me like there's something that's really calling me forward, like some action that is not just resigned to everything's kosher, everything's cool, everything's going as it should be, but that in fact it's more like that point of perturbation, the state of perturbation, according to Buckminster Fuller and in science, if you have a petri dish full of one-celled organisms, they grow, divide, grow, divide, grow, until they run out of space. They can't grow anymore, or they run out of waste disposal. They can't survive in this poison, or they run out of food. And so that organism dies out at that point. Or it metamorphs to a whole new organism. And that feels like where we are. We're metamorphing to this new organism. And just as a caterpillar crawls around and eats everything in sight until it runs out of food, and then it'll start eating the stems of the leaves until it has one branch to hang from. And it does all of that. Why? Why is it doing that? And yet within it, it's the urge to fly calls it forth. So what I'm saying, I feel like this urge to fly that's calling us forth. What if we really focus on this urge, like, oh, that's right, I'm supposed to fly. That's right. And that by us coming through that portal, doorway, movement from this larval state of crawling around, gashing holes in our very home, that we come fully into that outrage that is, no, this is not the way it's meant to be. What is? What if we learn to so move in our world that we're in a we're floating internal to it, knowing it is us, and we're evolving to a whole new form. A self-organizing being that is, whoa, born, whoa.
Love that sound of allowing.
Yeah.
Ah, yeah. See, I don't think of it as Mother Earth. I feel more that it's a baby being born, a water world being born, not something you do once. BORNE, born, carried in the current
Mm-hmm.
of love. We call trust frequency. What if we're carried in that current and this whole planet's being born? BORNE, carried in that current. Wow.
Wow.
If just even the two of you aligned on it, and then there were four, what if the four become eight, and the eight become 64, and then, whoa, the whole world is possible. Yeah.
Love it. That was so beautiful. You were speaking my heart's knowing, dear Oriana, and putting our focus there because we're being called there, and we create what we put our attention on. That attention, and aligning with that knowing. Hey, I'm here to fly. Come with me. Contributing to the collective in that way of keeping it. That's my job and my knowing. It's not that I don't see what's wrong. See, I hold out my hand, like I can see my fist, but I'm looking at my hand. So it's not that I don't know what's going on here, but I keep my focus here because that's my job. Other people have jobs of being activists. Andrew's job with the climate solution, he's combining the trust frequency with climate solutions. So it's actually applying trust frequency. Like he's conceived all this for so long, and he's like, well, if it's going to happen, it's going to happen. And there's so many signs because it's his destiny path, because it's his whole life come into fruition. And then he's okay. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. And the same with us with the trust frequency book. If people get it, they get it. They don't, they don't. Whatever it is. The power is in the release. I got that from a horse person. That exactly, Andrew said it in his meditation. The power is in the release. He said he was talking about managing a horse. And he said, and then you let go and the power is in the release. I'm like, got it. So anyway, that's how I get stuff. Anyway, any other thoughts, ladies?
You want to jump in, Wowza?
Yeah.
Speechless.
You want to bounce in?
Yeah.
I want to get one of those balls. You just sit up on.
Well, it lifts you up and out, and the circulatory power.
Mhm.
All of the laws are working when we're playing on a ball.
Yeah, well, I was feeling that
Total receptivity, total receptivity,
and the
total flow.
the vortex of energy that spirals in and spins out, and it's all one movement,
Right.
right? What's it moving through? What's that still point? That's the dynamic balance. It's always moving, and yet it's always still. Whoa.
See, again, on static chairs, everything fixed, hard, straight line consciousness. And here it's just so beautiful when you're talking. I can move away and take on the bigger picture. I can come into a greater wholeness in listening to you and then leaning in, with something. It's just such a beautiful dance of orchestrating, all of these A's, where we have to pay attention And rather than just the word attention, there's a slight lean from the pelvis. Yeah. So that everything is coordinated or congruent as one expression. And whether it's taking action or allowing. So in a way, maybe every breath, of course, I take, I open, and then that word release, to really bring the sacred, I feel, to our breath again. It is the spirit of life itself. And person, persona, all we not a Brahma, we are created. God is sound within the sound. So it's like fine-tuning this physiology to be more receptive to receiving and giving. And I think the UN on balls would be a great. I'm dead serious. I'm as serious as you are, Connie.
Yeah.
Just the image of that. It's pretty funny.
We treat our bodies as a machine. Boom. And boom. We're going to have, the universe is going to have a harder time. So making that body a little more adaptable and the expression more pliable to match the concepts, and then receive the downloads from this incredible moving dance that we're all on.
And you had such success in China, right? Just
Right.
opening the Chinese people with these balls. So I think that the UN is a great next step.
25 years, every ball, including, serious therapy, which cuts the time in half. You look at your problems upside down. And you are freeing every part of your body with delight, because you're getting so flooded with endorphins and the serotonin and what's the other one? It's so popular, but it just gets the chemistry going. So it's hard to get, oxytocin. Yeah.
He said OxyContin.
No, that's a painkiller.
Oxytocin, yeah.
But
yeah, forget that.
That's a synthetic rendition of that.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
I don't know.
Serious, it's heroin in a pill.
Yeah.
Mm. But one thing I wanted to throw into the conversation was the quote from Henry David Thoreau at the end, in the conclusion to Walden. He said this: "I learned this, at least by my experiment, his 2 years, 2 months, and 2 days at Walden Pond, that when one walks confidently in the direction of his dreams, he will pass a certain boundary. He will put some things aside. He will experience a success unexpected in common hours. And the laws that apply to him will be expanded, or new laws will be made in his favor, and he will live with the license of a higher order of beings." So that success unexpected in common hours is what we're talking about here. That allowing, because we can't conceive of it. We take those 7 steps, those 6 steps beforehand, expand our awareness, get our assumptions in order, align with our higher inner promptings, take committed action, and allow the loving universe to manifest beyond our wildest dreams. So we're getting close to the end of the hour. We've got a few more minutes. Any thoughts, Andrew?
Well, I'm just thinking about the function of allowing. And to me, in a very large sense, that means trusting the process. Trusting the process, and the process, different phases of any process don't necessarily feel wonderful at the time you're going through them. We go through processes as we refine our trust in the loving universe. And like Connie brought up a situation there where I had reacted in some shock to see this, what I thought was a terrible thing going on the side of the freeway, right? That's part of it too, and trusting that process. Somehow we seem to be required to trust that even the apparently worst things that humans do and are capable of, trusting that too as part of the process. And I just think that that's challenging. And speaking just for myself, I have to be easy on myself. I'm not going to descend into despair or anger. No, but there's a heartbreak there. And hearts work better when they're broken, because like the best omelets are actually made with broken eggs, right? It's hard to do otherwise. So trusting that process, even when your egg is breaking.
Yeah.
Speaking as an omelet.
Speaking as an omelet. So now it's time for us to sign
There's
off.
John. Hello, John.
Hello, John. It's time for the men's group. But this has been a fun exploration, and we will carry on next week with more.
What are we going to do?
What are we going to do next week?
We
We'll
just
think of
came to the
something.
last of the 7 A's, and now what should we do? Like,
I think you should just make omelets.
Yeah, let's make an omelet
we could
together.
let's do cooking class next week.
Cooking class.
Cooking class next week. Fun. We're over your house, John. And
Cooking up our self-love, our self-acceptance, and our
Yeah.
alignment with our divinity and our gift and our purpose.
All
Yeah.
right.
Off we go. Hi,
We'll have to
Tony.
talk to Chef Panoodle about the cooking class.
Okay.
Noodle.
Okay, I'm
All
gonna
right.
go off.